Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our next session on ABAP learning series. So today we are going to discuss the type of events in our ABAP program. Okay. So whatever till now reports we have written, those are called as classical reports. Okay, because those are very simple and we are using just write statement for any of the report output, right? And to understand it, we have divided our report or our programs into four sections, right? One is data declarations, where we declare the internal table, work area, different types of variables, as well as the selection screens, right? And second section is data selection, where we are writing the select statement. All of our select statements we are writing under that sections. And then the next step is to process the data which have selected. Okay. And the final and fourth step is to display the output. Okay, so till now we were differentiating all the sections based on comments for easy understanding. Okay, but SAP doesn't force us to use these comments or anything like to divide our programs into different sections. Okay, this is just a good practice, or for a better understandability we are doing this. But what SAP provides? SAP provides certain events which divides our program into different sections. Okay, so in our ABAP report there are certain events like initialization, startup selection, end of selection, top of page, end of page, like many, right? So these are the different events. Now what is initialization? So when you declare the data, okay, if you want to pass some default values as user input, okay, that means if the user don't want to give any input, just execute it, then you need to provide certain default values. Okay, so in those kind of default values should be passed to the input screen on the initialization event. Okay, then under the event startup selection, all your select statements would be written. Okay, and once you have selected everything, the data processing, all the data processing logic should be written under end of selection event. Okay, and when you write the output, if you want to write some header informations of this report and the use of some report, those things you need to write under top of page event. And if you want to write some footer informations, then you need to use the end of page event. Okay, so now you understand what is the use or functionality of this report. Okay, so this is everything. So this is your ABAP report, and based on the different events you have divided your reports into different sections. Okay, now let's take our previous program and put events in respective places. Okay, now open this report. Okay, so here go to change mode and put different selections. Okay, now let's put initialization event. So in this event you can pass I am passing this default value to our selection stream. Okay, today is 4th. I'm passing this 5. So now save this one, check and activate, then see. Now let's see startup selection. So under this event all our select statements would be there. Okay, now in data processing this should be under event, and our output should be under the event top page. We don't have any filter information, so okay, so this is how we need to place the events. Okay, okay, so now you understood how to place the events. Okay, now let's complete our last program which we have created during our selection screen. Okay, let's complete that program. Here initialization event. Okay, just to save time I am copy pasting few of the lines of codes. Okay, so don't worry about those, so I will explain each line of code. Okay, okay, so we have declared this so underscore care id, right? This is our select options, and this so underscore care id is our select option. So we are assigning these values as a default to our selection screen. Okay, execute and see if there are any changes. Okay, see, so whatever code we have written under initializations, it is directly assigned to this fields, and qf is assigned to this field. Okay, if you are selecting this multiple selection, you can see aa and qf exclude value ranges az. Okay, see, that means when you run this report it will select all the values between aa to qf except the value az. Okay, now our initialization event is done, right? Now let's go to the start of selection. Okay, so here you need to write all the select statement. Yes, gc underscore mark, this is a constant which has the value a. Okay, sorry, this is gc underscore mark is a constant which has value x. Okay, and when are the different conditions, okay, which returns the value, and that value is being compared to gc mark. Okay, so if you see we have three radio buttons. Okay, whenever any radio button is selected, that radio button has the value h x, right? So here all p underscore nat. If p underscore all is selected, then this will have the value x. Okay, if national domestic is selected, this will have the value x. If international is selected, this will have the value x. Okay, so here p underscore int. Okay, here write the select statement. Table p underscore flight, where so that and con id in so underscore con. Okay, now when the domestic flight radio button has been selected, okay, that means the from country of this table will be the same as to country, right? So here we need to add one more condition where we will write from country. Okay, because for a domestic flight, if the from country is India, then the destination country is India. Okay, then only you can differentiate between the domestic and international. If the from country is different than the to country, then this flight is international because it is going from India to Pakistan, right? Yeah, that's a funny example. Okay, the field LT flight is unknown, but there are following fields: gs underscore flight and lt underscore. Oh, so this has the different spelling. Okay, now similarly for international, okay, when the country to is different than the country from, this is the not equal to symbol in SAP ABAP. Okay, now check this one. Let's activate, right? Then of selection, loop at waiting underscore flight into gs underscore. Let's copy the same from other program as well. There is no logic. Okay, so I am just copying the right statements to our new program. Okay, so instead of ls, let it be ls, and here also we have to change so many things. So let's change all the ls underscore to gs underscore. Okay, replace ls underscore flight underscore bd to gs underscore flight. Okay, replace all. So all this has been updated. Okay, now let's check this one. There are no errors. Activate this one, then execute. Okay, so let's select the all flight one, execute. We are seeing this from country is DE, that is Germany, and to country is US. So it has international. This is US from country, true country is also US. So this is a domestic. Okay, now select only domestic and execute. So if you see, the country is US for everything. Here also the country is US for everything, right? So here the from country is DE. Here also the to country is DE, right? And come down. See, so in the output, whatever output you are seeing, the from country and to country are same. Okay, now let's see all international flights. Execute this one. You can see the from country is Germany, the to country is US. Here the from country is US, to country is Germany, right? So now let's understand the logic. Okay, so you all know how to put a breakpoint. Okay, let's put a breakpoint over here. Now I am executing this program. Okay, so before the selection screen, before you get to the selection screen, this initialization is executing, right? Now F5, F5, F5. So everything has been added. Okay, so after the execution of the initialization, you are seeing this screen, okay, where the data is already populated, right? Now if you execute this, okay, you are seeing the output. Now put a breakpoint. Because whenever the selection screen is coming, you are seeing that breakpoint. Okay, so now you understand how the initialization event is working. Okay, now let's put a breakpoint gc after the start of selection. Okay, execute this one. Now I am selecting the all flights. Okay, expand the screen. So we have three radio buttons here: p underscore all, p underscore net, and p underscore int. Okay, now double click on this one. So you have selected this p underscore all. So the p underscore all has the value as x. Okay, and this gc underscore mark also has value x. Okay, so when this case statement executes, press F5, it is going to this p underscore all section, right? And when you execute, you see the LT flight, 640 entries, and this country from is US and country to also US. And here the country from is US and country to is D, that is Germany. Okay, so it has all the flight, both international and domestic. Okay, now execute this one. You can see the output. Now go back and select the second radio button. Do the same process. Execute. Okay, now same. See which radio button is selected. p underscore net, that is national, that is domestic, has been selected, and gc mark equal to x, right? Now press F5. So it is going to the second section. Okay, second when condition. Another F5, it is executing the select under p underscore nat radio button, right? Now press F8, the complete execution, this one. Okay, so you see the output where only national is selected, that is from is US to also US. Okay, now select the third one and execute. Expand this one. See the gc mark, it is the constant x, p underscore international, that is now in x. Okay, F5, it is going to the international section. Okay, now if you see the data, this country from is DE, country 2 is US. Okay, and it has only 348 entries, wherever the when you select all, it has around 670 or 80 entries. Okay, F8. So today you understood. So in today's session we have covered how to use different events, okay, and how to fill the selection screen with default values, and how to write select statement based on the user input, okay, and how to use the radio button. So I hope everyone will understand this in a very simple manner. Okay, so let's see you all in the next session. Till then, see you, bye bye, take care.